Good.
All right, so now we're going to prepare to paper stitch. First, you need to make sure you have leftovers to the left. What does that mean? That means that your paper or your fabric, when we begin to sew, is not in the middle of your machine. Do you see how this is kind of rolling and curling over? This will gather and it will cause your fabric to get caught underneath the needle and into the bobbin. So please make sure leftovers always to the left. So I'm going to start by lining up my line. The goal is to make a straight stitch. So we are just piercing the fabric, or piercing the line of the paper. So line up your line with your needle. So presser foot down, needle down, sew, sew, sew. Make sure you say that to yourself every time before you begin a new stitch. And we also always backstitch at the beginning and the end. We backstitch to make sure we lock those stitches in. So I will also demonstrate how to backstitch. So I've lined up my line with my needle. So presser foot down, needle down. One other thing I want to mention before I begin sewing is that you want to make sure you are only stitching on the line. So make sure your needle is not up really far up here above the line or really far into the black line. You want to make sure it's starting right at the beginning of those stitches. When you're actually stitching your fabric together, you'll want to make sure you've stitched that entire line, otherwise you'll have some sections that are not sewn together properly. All right, so my presser foot's down, needle down, sew, sew, sew. I've checked my settings, 4, 4, 2.5, 2/20, and my bobbin winders to the left. So to backstitch, I'm going to begin sewing. I'm going to count in my head, 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to stop. To stop means you take your foot off of the foot control. Remember to use a light touch on the foot control. You want to make sure you're going a nice steady pace. You don't want to be revving the machine engines, just like a car. We want to keep it in a nice steady pace.